Hey everybody, how's it going? So this video is going to be coming out a little later today after all this is happening. But as of right now, this is breaking news at 11 a.m. in the morning here. So this sucks. This actually sucks, guys. This is ridiculous. The Supreme Court ruled that the 14th Amendment guarantees birthright citizenship to children born in the United States, including those whose parents are in the country unlawfully or only temporarily, striking down President Trump's executive order. Anchor babies are legal. You can just come into this country, have a baby, and then they're just citizens. So if you are illegal in this country, and you up getting, or not even illegal, if you are a green card holder in this country, we ought to heavily, police the people who are pregnant. If we see a pregnant woman who is not an official United States citizen, I think we ought to just deport them. Be like, nope, you can come back in a month. You can come back with your child. We'll allow you a temporary status, but we will not allow you to become a citizen. We should change the laws up on this a little bit. We should change immigration enforcement up on this a little bit, because we should not allow these people to give birth in our country then. It's going to make it so much harder on the system. This is such a stupid ruling. Here's how we should do it, and it's so simple, an idiot could think of it. Before we get started, though, guys, please give me a like and subscribe. It's mainly what I ask for. I also started up memberships as well, so if you guys are interested in supporting the channel financially, memberships would be the best way. The best way to support the channel in general is just likes and subscribes. That's really all I care about right there. Thank you all so much for being here. I do give perks, though, obviously, for the membership. You get this video an hour to 2 hours early before anybody else gets to see it, and you get cool badges. I'm also going to be working on stickers or emojis and stuff like that. That's really cool, too. Thank you all for being here. And yeah, that's it. That's my advertisement. Let's jump into this. So, an idiot could think of the best way to do this, okay? If you're a citizen, and if you're a citizen of the United States, and you are married to another citizen of the United States, no matter where you are in the world, when you have a child, they are automatically a citizen of the United States. Very simple, right? If you are a citizen of the United States, and you are with a non-citizen of the United States, and you are in that non-citizen's country, your child does not get automatic citizenship. Now, I would be more than happy to be like, hey, they go straight to the front of the line, maybe automatic approval on a green card. Maybe they get that, but they don't get to serve as president. I wouldn't mind that. If you are a citizen of the United States with a non-citizen, and your child is born in the United States, then I agree with making them a citizen. Because at least there's one citizen, and it happened on, United States grounds. In our country. That's fine. I don't mind that at all. The non-citizen, not as much of a threat whenever they are born in the United States. If they take the child back with them and they don't live in the United States for a while, they lose that citizenship. If they stay in the United States, less of a risk. Much less of a risk. There is still a risk there. Could be a spy. They could be having this kid to infiltrate the United States. But you could just do that with a citizen anyway. It doesn't really matter at that point. So, I don't know. I think it's a little less. At the end of the day, if you are not a citizen, though, if it's two parents that are not citizens, I'm sorry. No, actually, I'm not sorry. I don't care. I don't care. No, you don't get citizenship. That's ridiculous. You think you could do that in China? You think you could do that in Germany? You think you could do that in Australia? You think you could do that in Russia? I don't think you can. I don't think you can just be born in a country, in many countries, and they just allow citizenship. Maybe I'm wrong, but that is absolutely crazy to me. That is crazy. And that's what they ruled. So they said, temporarily, yes, we read all that. So, I mean, it's completely insane. Of course, Steven Crowder says, oh, okay, get rid of my Steven Crowder, and it just got rid of it. Oh, that's super cool. Why? There you have it. Amy Coney Barrett, Barrett? I don't know what I don't get the joke there. I missed it. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Amy Coney Barrett and John Roberts just decided that little Jose, Josu, born to illegal Haitians in Springfield, Ohio, is just as American as you and me, because the 14th Amendment or something. The 14th Amendment guaranteed citizenship to slaves that were forcibly brought over here. We gave them access to our rights as restitution. That's what it was for. We didn't bring these illegals over, though. They came in. We didn't wrong these people. They broke in. See, when you drag somebody into your own house, that's a problem. But giving them access to some of your stuff as an apology, that doesn't necessarily fix everything, but hey, at least it's something. But when people start breaking into your house, what are you going to do? Start giving them your stuff for free because, oh, well, they got in, so dang, here's my blender. Really? That's kind of a crazy thing to think about. Tim Pool also going off on the Supreme Court as well over mail-in ballots. I mean, it's crazy. SCOTUS just effed us. A country that allows ballots to be cast in after an election day is already ended, does not have elections. Exactly. Tim said it pretty well yesterday. What is it when you can vote early? Or what is election day if you can vote before election day and not have your ballots counted until after election day? Well, it's more like election week at that point, right? It's not election day. What's the point in having election day if there's no election day? This is so unbelievable. These psychopath leftists will try and gaslight you into saying, well, this is for human rights and stuff like that. It's ridiculous. Never a day in our country before COVID have we ever done anything like this. This is all brand new for the past 4 years. This entire system of voting. And these retarded leftists don't even think about it. They don't even think about it. What they're doing is they're turning the entire United States over to another foreign country. Why can't we exist? If you hate America so much, go to a country that is already the way you want it to be. Stop trying to take our country away from us. We should be allowed to have this. But they don't want that. The left doesn't want that. The left wants the whole world to be controlled by them. And they think they're the good guys. Let that sink in for a bit. Let's listen to what Tim Pool has to say.
A country that allows ballots to be casted after an election has already ended does not have elections. Elections are defined by Cambridge as a time in which votes are cast to elect or appoint an individual for the purposes of representation. If there is no time frame, and further, Barrett argues certification of these individuals may happen at the leisure of these states. This means that at any point and for any reason, the Democratic states or even red states can just have an election. Indeed. They can, I guess the only argument that Barrett makes is you can't, well, no, actually, it doesn't make sense. I think Barrett's argument is effectively you can pull and remove anybody from Congress or the president or anywhere, at any point, because there is no election at all. Suffice it to say, my friends, Barrett and the majority argue there's actually no such thing as an election at all. The logic behind these arguments ends with a single conclusion. We don't have to have elections at all. We can have them whenever we want. And the end result is quite simple. The right and the left will be further torn apart. Hyperpolarization will get worse. And I think the reality here is that Barrett, being effectively the one to flip, because we knew Roberts would kind of go in this direction, she is effectively saying, please don't hurt me. Burn the country down. Kill everyone if you please, just don't hurt me. Which seems to be Barrett's through line, I suppose. Now, she's had some very strong conservative rulings, but over the past year or so, or a couple of years, she's very much been deferential. And the Supreme Court has been, well, it's been pretty weird. Trump's got some tremendous victories, don't get me wrong, but it seems that there is no congruent ideology.
It's pretty scary, to be honest. I don't know what's happening, but our Supreme Court, it's clear to me that our Supreme Court has gone rogue. This just isn't good. It's not okay. It's not okay for our country to be heading in this direction. Now, there is one way that we can come out of this. There is one way that we can come out of this, guys. The SAVE Act. Because at this point, it won't matter. The SAVE Act does not allow non-citizens to vote. The SAVE Act does not allow mail-in ballots for the masses. So even if we get an extension on the dates and everything like that, we still have to account for paper ballots. They still have to be audited. They still have to be checked. They still have to be counted physically. That gives us a lot more security for our elections. And through that, we could overrule our own Supreme Court. We could do that. Through the House, through the Senate, through our voting, through our power. We as people could do something along those lines. It's going to take a lot of work. And it doesn't start until the SAVE Act is passed. Once the SAVE Act is passed, we the people can start clawing our way out of this mess. But every single thing has to go right. We have to get the SAVE Act passed. And if we don't, our country's gone. Our country is gone, and we will go through the darkest days you could possibly imagine. I'm not giving up hope. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be white-pilled about it, like I said last night on Paramount Tactical Stream, which I was on last night. It was a very... things were crazy. Kids were sick. I completely forgot about it, and man, when the wife got home, I managed to jump right on, which was great. So, oh man, rough times for sure. But at the end of the day, guys, this is awful, and we need to pay attention. So, Tim Pool saying, breaking news, Trump loses. SCOTUS holds children born to non-citizens and illegal immigrants are citizens. So a Chinese national can give birth to a child. I thought it was going to be TOA. Give birth to a child in Guam. And that child, raised in China, is eligible to be president of the United States. Just think about that. That is insane. You know? Redhead Libertarian says, prior to the 14th Amendment, citizenship didn't apply to children of alien enemies. It's run its course. Repeal the 14th. I agree. I agree for sure. You know? Look at this person. Let me fix that for you. Trump is a loser. He's been a complete disaster this term. It hasn't even been a term yet. Hasn't even been a term, you idiot. He lied to us, probably laughing behind our backs. What are you talking about? He's not a judge. He's the traitor. He's the one that keeps putting people in power that have no business being there. He cares more about that effing reflecting pool than he does about any American. F him. F the Republican Party. Heads up, foreigners. People are mad, like me. I'm going to treat you like the trash you are. Just absolute garbage. Garbage. Is this a real person? This is a real person. Should be ashamed of yourself, lady. You are too damn old to be thinking that way. Too old. Way too old. You're old. You're too old. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Big win, because she's just stupid. Big win for sane people, though. There is at least a little bit of light coming through this garbage Supreme Court ruling. These two garbage Supreme Court rulings. Breaking. The Supreme Court rules that states can ban transgender athletes from competing in girls' and women's sports. So this will also be a way to, and I think this is what's happening. I think they are trying to divide us more and more and more. If it keeps going to states' rights, instead of just protecting human rights across the board and women's rights across the board, what they're doing effectively is they are separating states further. So California, Colorado, New York, states like that will allow these transgender people to be athletes in competing in girls' competitions. And of course, that means states like Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, just to give a few, will ultimately refuse to play women's sports with those states in national championships. Therefore, we'll split it to 2 national championships, and our states will become further and further divided. That's what will happen. That's exactly what's going to happen. So we are right now watching our government, our federal government, split apart states. Because right now what they're trying to do is kick off a civil war. That's what I think they're trying to do. Again, we get the SAVE Act passed, that will solve a vast majority of our problems. And who are the people trying to prevent that? Thomas Massie, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Candace Owens, Other people like that could be talking about what's going on in our country right now, but they refuse because they don't care. They don't care about our country. They don't care about what's being passed and what isn't being passed. They're not talking about this. In fact, let me see if they even are. I wonder if she has mentioned anything about this, right? Let's see. 17 hours ago, 21 hours ago. Yeah, no. Talking about screwworms. The New World screwworm is back. Yeah, oh man, that's just so great. I'm so glad, MTG. How about Thomas Massey? How about this guy, huh? Is he trying to get the SAVE Act passed at all? Is he talking about what the Supreme Court's doing? Gave notice to privilege resolution to force a vote on releasing the name of congressmen who use taxpayer funds for misconduct. Yeah, that's really much more important right now is misconduct of the worst possible kind. Don't get me wrong. It's I can't say the word on YouTube. Essentially grabbing her by the... I understand that that's bad. But is that as bad as losing our country? Seriously. Is that as bad as losing our country right now? These guys are not willing to talk about it. Supreme Court of the United States here ruled that police conduct a Fourth Amendment search when they obtain data through geofence warrant. Okay, so he's talking about that. He's not talking about the fact that non-citizens are going to literally take over the country. He doesn't care about that. Doesn't care about it at all. Why? Why is that not important to you? Why are these people not talking about it? Of course, this guy said, question, or Gunther Eagleman, should women be on the Supreme Court? And this guy says, answer no. These 4 women are likely to rule tomorrow that we don't have a country. That essentially what birthright citizenship amounts to. 250 years was a good run, and these 4 DEI hires are going to end it. Little did he know, June 29th, 8:24 p.m., he would be correct. He would be correct. June 30th now, 11:30. Crazy, huh? Crazy. Don't forget the 5th woman. Yeah, Roberts. Yeah, absolutely. This is bad. This is bad, guys. This is really bad. But we can come out of it. There is a white pill. We need to push for our senators and our House representatives to pass this SAVE Act. We need them to push now, or let them know they will not get reelected. Tell me what you all think about this down in the comment section below. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share, guys. Check out memberships, and I'll see you all here in the next one. Later.